Alright, I finally finished the first guide. Now on to the second one. But before I do anything, I should probably mine just a little bit. You know, just to get it fresh in my mind. Phew! I finally did it. I am now officially at the bottom of the mine. Well, I guess I should get started on that tutorial now. Man, I can still not believe that I went through the entire mine in just one go. It didn't even take me that long either. It's only been 3 weeks! Oh, wait. That's the wrong month. It's May now, right? So, it's been only a month and 3 weeks. A month and 3 weeks?! Son of a bitch! Hello, everyone, and welcome to your second lesson in how to live a successful life in Stardew Valley. Mining. Oh, God. Okay, so at first glance, mining might not seem to be important to a farmer, especially when you have crops and animals to tend to. But how do you buy all those crops and animals if you have no money? And that's where mining comes into play. But you can't just go to the mines all willy-nilly. First, you need to be prepared for the long trek to the bottom of the mines. Besides, it doesn't become available until you get a letter from the Joja Corporation anyway, so you couldn't go down there even if you wanted to. Okay, so first of all, you're only going to be taking the essential tools down into the mine. This includes an axe, a pickaxe, and a sword. Anything else you carry should be food-related. And make sure not to take up too much backpack space because you're going to need a lot of it to carry all the goodies you get from mining back with you. Even though backpack space is important, do make sure to take enough food for you to last the trip. You do not want to pass out from exhaustion in the mines. If you do, one random item from your inventory will be stolen and you will never get it back. Also, if at all possible, before you go on your trip, buy the backpack upgrade. There are plenty of expensive goodies in the mines and you don't want to leave any behind. Now that we're prepared to go into the mines, we might as well go over what you can expect to find in the mine, both the good and the bad. Okay, so remember how I told you that you should only pack the essential tools and food? Well, if you were paying attention, one of those tools was a sword. That's right, passing out from a lack of energy isn't the only way to be knocked out in the mines. In fact, it's more likely that you're going to be taken out by the mine's numerous monsters. That's right, I said monsters. There are monsters in this cave. But fear not, just remember these 3 guidelines when facing monsters and you'll be just fine. Number 1 is that if you're really low on health, you should never fight a monster. Instead, try running back to the ladder or search for the ladder for the next floor. Number 2 is trying to kite the monster's back and fighting it instead of standing still and fighting it like a dum-dum. And number 3 is to try and hide behind things like rocks and crates while fighting the monsters. You should be able to hit them with your sword, but they can't quite reach you while you're behind things. Well, at least not the normal monsters anyway. Follow those rules and you should be fine with most monsters in this mine. Unfortunately, there is one more thing that you have to watch out for that can seriously knock you out fast if you're not careful. And that's the mist. If you're mining and you suddenly hear the music change and the room get veiled in a green or red mist, then prepare for a swarm of either flying bugs or bats. I know that fighting 1 or 2 bats isn't a big deal, but add 9 or 10 more to the mix and, well... This is so much worse than the bees! Yeah, that happens. Now, I know this sounds like a lot of trouble to go through for some money, but now I'm going to tell you what some of the benefits are from going down into the mines. Okay, so let's just get this out of the way. Yes, of course there are things like diamonds and gold in the mine, but every 10 levels of the mine you will find a treasure chest. What's in these treasure chests will vary from some weapons to armor and something incredibly invaluable to your everyday farming life. I won't say what it is, but trust me when I say that it's worth your time to try and get it. Oh, and one last thing. After every 5 levels of the mine, an elevator opens up, so don't worry too much about trying to go as far as you can. You can always take an elevator to the nearest floor where you left off on. Well, that's all for mining. Join me next week when we go over how to become a fishing master. Now, when you say next week, do you actually mean you're gonna do something next week, or are you gonna make people wait another month and 3 weeks before you put out another thing? Shut up, Willie!